Men who proposed and she said no. What happened afterwards with your life? Samantha and I had been dating since college. I planned the proposal for weeks. Her favorite restaurant, the same booth where we had our first date. I even called her dad to ask permission like some old school gentleman. He seemed excited, told me he'd been waiting for this call. When the waiter brought out dessert with the ring hidden inside, my hands were shaking. I got down on one knee right there in front of everyone. "Samantha, will you marry me?" She didn't even hesitate, just looked at me with these cold eyes and said, "No." The entire restaurant went silent. I felt like I was going to throw up. "What do you mean, no?" "I'm sorry, Leo. I should have told you sooner. There's someone else." Someone else. Those words hit me like a truck. Turns out for the past 6 months, she'd been seeing this guy Brandon from her marketing team. Some 23-year-old intern who drove his dad's BMW and still lived at home. She said it just happened, like she tripped and fell into his bed. I didn't scream or throw a fit. I just stood up, left $40 on the table and walked out. She didn't even follow me. The next 2 weeks were hell. I had to cancel our lease renewal, help her pack her stuff, pretend like everything was normal when our friends asked what happened. But what really bothered me was how nobody seemed surprised. Her best friend Emma barely looked at me when she came to pick up some boxes. Our mutual friends got weird and distant, so I started asking questions. Emma finally cracked when I cornered her at Starbucks. Turns out everyone knew except me. They'd been sneaking around for almost a year, not 6 months. There were work trips that weren't really work trips, late nights at the office that were actually late nights at his apartment, girls' nights out that were actually double dates. I felt like the biggest idiot on the planet. But then Emma said something that made my blood boil. She was going to break up with you after New Year's anyway. She just didn't expect you to propose first, so she was going to let me waste money on a ring, waste months planning, just to dump me 2 weeks later anyway. That's when I got mad. I started digging through her old laptop that she'd left behind, found her email password saved in the browser. What I discovered was worse than I thought. Screenshots of our private conversations she'd been sharing with Brandon, photos of gifts I'd given her that she was making fun of, messages about how boring I was, how she couldn't wait to be done with me. But the worst part? Brandon had a girlfriend, some girl named Jessica, who had no clue her boyfriend was screwing my ex for the past year. I found Jessica on Instagram, got her number from a mutual friend, and sent her everything. Screenshots, photos, dates, hotel receipts, the whole disgusting timeline. Jessica called Brandon immediately. Their breakup fight happened right in Samantha's apartment while she was there. Apparently Brandon threw Samantha under the bus completely, called her a crazy stalker, said she was obsessed with him and he was trying to let her down easy. Samantha called me crying at 2 in the morning, begging me to call Jessica and explain that they were really in love. I hung up on her. Brandon got fired 2 days later when their boss found out about the affair. Turns out the company has a strict policy about relationships between supervisors and interns, and he'd been giving her promotions and raises while they were hooking up.